Hey guys, it's Fly with me. I posted on my page that I was gonna do an interesting video, and I just now today got to where I can actually talk. I might cough throughout the video though, but here it is, if my phone doesn't shut off. Alright, I did an interview with a sex industry worker, and no, I'm not talking about a stripper or a phone operator. I'm talking about an actual sex industry worker. And I'm going to be reading the interview off of my messages because, I couldn't get a hold of her on a phone and I was too sick to actually talk when I did this, but here it is. Alright, so the first question I asked was, what type of work are you in? Phone operation or actual sexual contact? And her response was, currently I work at what would best be described as a lingerie studio. A man comes to the door and rings the bell and is greeted by the ladies available for a show. And he picks the one he wants, hands over a door fee for a set amount of session length, and then what happens in the room is private. There's a minimum fee to the lady, and the man can get naked, and the lady can as well. There can be touching, specialty shows like toys or fetishes. It's all dependent on the tip and what the lady's boundaries are. The more you tip, the hotter the show. Sorry guys, I'm really sick. I missed football practice and everything. My next question was, have you ever been in a situation you felt was threatening? Her answer to this was in this line of work, but not in this line of work, but at a different place in town that didn't have a grandfather license legally allowing us to do what we do here. There was an illegal gambling hall next door. I watched an attempted murder on the gambling owners go down right in front of our doors through the cameras. I was more scared for him at that moment, but afterwards really shady people kept coming in, getting progressively more volatile, demanding to go inside a room that didn't exist on our store. A guy came in strung out, demanding the same thing with a machete, and I was able to get him out the door to lock it. And when I went to take a picture of his plates, they were covered in grocery bags. I called the police and never looked back on that location. That's the only real safety issue I've ever encountered in this particular niche, I guess. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but you get it. And my response to that was, so you would be comfortable saying that where you work now cares about you and the other girl's safety. Sorry, my dog knocked the camera down. Quit. Go over there. Show him the dog. Honey. I don't think it even recorded that. There you go. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of editing in this video, I can already tell it. Her response to that was, no.
Bacon ranch.
No. My throat hurts. I'm good on that. Thank you. Her response to that was, every place like this I've worked has generally cared about the safety of their girls. We are monitored by cameras everywhere but the restrooms and session rooms. And the whole building, parking lot, doors and street entrance are covered, unlike a strip club. We are so underground it's hard to find ladies at all, better yet, ones that are good fits, priority personality-wise. And we literally can't run this business without everyone following a strict schedule. It's not for the typical stripper. So we are valued for our scarcity and more Cynically, we'd lose our business license forever if something tragic went down. It has in the past, and the community voted us out. The owners can't make any money without us. Unlike an alcohol-serving strip club, it's equal in that regard. Oh, it's equal respect in that regard. And I asked about how much do you make annually? Well, I haven't been back in this sector long enough to really come up with a method of projecting that. Unfortunately, I had other hustles going on for a few years, and during the first few years I started modeling. We've been hit hard since Austin has, because an it place for young adults and girls watering down our market and undercutting prices publicly via the internet. I have no other way to gauge what I'll make on any given week. I'm not sure what she meant by that. SXSW just happened and I almost made nothing. $300 total for 50-ish hours, not including fees. Sometimes I'll do 3 minimum tip shows, $18 per show after credit card fees, before supply and advertisement weekly fees, which about $60 a week go in the hole. The next week I could do 3 shows and make $225,000, or 20 shows and make $2,500. It's really that hit or miss right now. These are 50-hour weeks every week. And I asked, boys, stop. Quit. Don't be mean. I said, do people who come in have any kinds of tests done, like STD, STI, anything of that nature? Or is it kind of a walk-in, pay and get your way kind of thing? Her response was, you aren't supposed to suck or fuck here, and if you do, it's up to the lady to decide to use common sense, like a condom, or not to touch sores or whatnot. But I know for a fact there's girls, mostly 18-year-olds, even more unfortunately, who bareback fuck for minimum tip that they don't even collect up front, trusting him to leave and come back after the act to give her the $20. They never come back. If they were told what to do and charge up front, and will be visibly upset afterwards, so we'll lay down the law again. And if they don't fix their hustle as soon as possible, they'll be pushed out by the veterans. I personally don't do anything that I'd need to realistically be concerned about, STD, STI-wise. This is my career, and I look out for myself and my future first and foremost, always. I don't have a price to jeopardize that. It's seriously not an option on the table, under the table, or across the room for me in this sector. I'm very serious and upfront with my customers who try to push me on that. And it's actually turned into a part of my hustle. I said, well, that's good that you have set standards on your career do's and don'ts. If you had a chance to tell anyone going into this job, what I meant was, if you had a chance to tell anyone anything going into this job, what would it be? She said, that's a hard question for me that I've thought about a lot and have worked really hard to remove well-meaning, but ultimately personal judgments from. Let me take a couple minutes to figure out a conscious answer for you. I guess my introduction into the industry was so uncommon that it's especially hard for me to see good girls get taken and used, because it's so counterintuitive to my experience. Not to say I haven't been hustled before. Only once in a particular way, though. And not more times than I could count on my fingers in the decade I've been working. I learned quick. But I would say that it's most important to know your own boundaries, your line in the concrete, and being comfortable directly and confidently saying no, no matter the situation he's putting you in. You're in financially pimp relationship wise, self-confidence wise, everything. Know exactly, write them down, and truly live by your do's and don'ts, and be totally honest with yourself about why and how you define them. My answer was, that's a great answer. My final question is, if you had the opportunity to get a higher paying job doing anything you wanted, what would it be and why? It's not realistic. I think this was an answer to the previous question. It's not realistic in any way for the majority of sex workers, but being able... Nope, this was for this question. It's not realistic in any way for the majority of sex workers, but being able to go for broke, all or nothing, no matter how desperate you might be, is vital. Undervaluing yourself or crossing a personal boundary is a million times worse than someone doing it to you. It seriously feels like you raped yourself. Ultimate betrayal. I grew up in an open-minded, but by the book, good, solid family, and yet somehow when asked what I wanted to be when I grew up, my answer was always a stripper, even after I knew it would get me in trouble. But I was raised to always tell the truth, and I did. My dream job would be to basically do what I do now, independently with known safe regulars that paid more for the same amount of service. I currently provide. LOL, I turned down a PhD scholarship at the top criminal justice school in Texas when I was 19 because ultimately the industry is what I have a passion for. I actively research plan Bs outside the industry, but have yet to find something I'm genuinely... Excuse my languages right now. Genuinely... Now I lost my place.
Genuinely? The only place that says genuinely on there.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Oh my god, your dogs. Your dogs,
I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sick. But something I'm genuinely interested in long-term or even remotely as passionate about as I am with sex work. I truly feel blessed to be able to do what I do. I said thank you for your time. If you would like to watch the video, it should be up in a couple of days, and I gave her my link and everything like that. This was the closing statement for her. I struggled with being unable to find an out like one should until about 6 months ago and finally accepted who I am and accepted my personal path. I've been through it all in this industry and have never garnered as much respect from anyone as I do now that I've fully accepted myself, right, wrong, or taboo. I'm totally open now about my job and refuse to play my career down for anyone at any time. When someone... I refuse to play my career down for anyone at any time, where someone from any other job wouldn't be asked to do so, and it's been so empowering, it's unreal. Nothing makes me happier than finding other ladies like me. We have a decade-old international internet community, and our doors, homes, and families are literally open to each other. It's really a tight-knit and amazing community. We're true business women making social inequalities work for us. How can it get much better than that? And she said, awesome, thank you for being interested in my experience, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm not sure if she wanted her name mentioned, but I'm not gonna mention it in case she didn't want me to. I'm gonna be starting a playlist for taboo female jobs, kind of like this one. And in case you didn't catch it before, this is not a stripper or some hooker you see on the side of the street. This woman's been doing this for years. Clearly she knows what she's doing, and I'm really glad I got a chance to interview her. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe and like this video. Watch for my other videos in my upcoming playlist. Bye.